Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're taking your notes, your articles, and diving into something, well, pretty universal that you've mentioned struggling with. It's that challenge of capturing life's really big, transformative moments. You know that feeling, right? You really want to document something huge that's happening, maybe a major life event like you're going through now, but then you're just staring at a blank page. Or the pressure to make it perfect just kind of paralyzes you. So our mission today is to get into how a guided approach can turn documenting something like pregnancy from, this daunting task into something simple, maybe even joyful, a ritual.
Yeah, and what we've seen in the material we looked at is just how powerful these structured approaches can be. They really unlock personal expression and help cement those memories. The real aha moment, I think, is realizing that the whole world, what you mentioned, the rapid changes, all the emotions, the first during pregnancy, it's not just a lot to remember, it's emotionally kind of overwhelming too. So a guided approach, it doesn't just jog your memory, it actually reduces the mental friction. It helps bypass that perfectionist thing and gives your brain a simple way in, turns overwhelm into, okay, I can do this.
Oh, absolutely. That desire to document it all, it's so strong, isn't it? You want every tiny detail, every feeling locked down, but then you hit that wall. You face that paralyzing effect you mentioned, that feeling like you have to create this perfect, almost scrapbook-worthy journal. It's kind of like trying to sort through boxes of old family photos, You want to tell the whole story, but where do you even start? So it just sits there.
Exactly. And that pressure, it often means losing those really small, specific details. Things like, the funny cravings or the very first flutter of movement, the hopes, the fears, all the stuff that makes your story unique. These intimate moments are what really define it. But what the sources are pointing out is that without a little guidance, these precious memories can just sort of slip away. They fade.
Right. And that's the core problem, isn't it? That feeling that you're actually losing something valuable as it happens. So, okay, if that's the challenge, this overwhelm, this forgetting, how do we actually do this without getting completely stressed out? What did your deep dive into the material show as the most effective way forward?
That's a great question. So what we found really is that the key solution seems to be using guided prompts. And it's more than just giving you a starting point. The research suggests these prompts actually lower the cognitive load. You're not trying to invent a narrative from scratch. You're just responding to a simple question or idea. It's almost like having a friendly guide, taking away that intimidating blank page and making the whole thing feel, effortless and enjoyable.
Okay, I can definitely see how prompts would help. But for some people, maybe the word guided sounds a bit restrictive or prescriptive. Does the stuff we reviewed talk about how it still leaves room for, genuine individuality, making it your story?
Well, absolutely. That's a really important point. And the genius here, I think, is in the practical kind of two-part approach the sources outline. It's about using digital and physical tools in tandem. So on the digital side, there's this idea of a pregnancy timeline. It's designed to be like a companion, not just a blank notes app. It might actively guide you, maybe with daily check-ins or little prompts, letting you log memories, photos, and feelings as they happen right from your phone. It kind of nudges you along.
Ah, okay. So it meets you where you are moment to moment. And then for the physical journal, you said it gets even more specific with weekly prompts. Yeah, and these aren't just vague things like write about your week. They sound really direct and evocative. So in the first trimester, you might get something like, how did I find out I was pregnant? Simple, but powerful. Or my first craving was, capturing those early, really specific moments. Then as you move into the second trimester, they shift maybe to more sensory stuff, like the first kick felt like, And then third trimester, it's more reflective, looking ahead. A letter to you, my baby, or I'm most nervous, excited about, stuff like that.
Exactly. And what's really interesting is how these specific prompts push you to capture not just what happened, but the feelings, the hopes, the personal reflections around it. That's what makes the journal feel deeply authentic and, unique to your experience. It allows for that individuality you were asking about. And the sources also mentioned for people who maybe prefer a more structured physical thing right from the start, there's often an option to download a printable, maybe from a digital products section. So you have a ready-made framework.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So when you put this all together, the digital ease, the targeted physical prompts, what does it really mean for someone trying to document this journey? How does it shift journaling from feeling like a chore, which it definitely can, into something else?
Well, connecting it back to the bigger picture, the insights we've been digging into make a really strong case for the benefits. It boils down to creating this priceless keepsake, something filled with genuine, authentic memories you can look back on and maybe one day share with your child. But beyond just the keepsake aspect, it's strongly emphasized in the material that this is also a beautiful way to connect with your baby. And also just to process the incredible transformation you're experiencing. It really does shift it from a task to a simple, joyful ritual.
It's amazing, really, how a little bit of structure, like these guided prompts, can unlock so much personal value and memory preservation. This deep dive definitely helps you quickly grab those important insights that might have been kind of buried in all the source material.
Right. And that kind of leads to a final thought for you, maybe something provocative to consider. Think about how this whole concept, this guided documentation, could actually extend beyond pregnancy. What other big life changes, or maybe even just challenging loads of information you need to process, could be made more manageable, more joyful, more meaningful maybe, by applying a similar guided approach. Think about using a structured framework to help you create a lasting record of growth or insights or personal stories in other parts of your life too. How could that work for you?